Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another What Are You Playing episode of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and what are you playing with me tonight?
Again, that's just the worst opening. It doesn't leave.
I mean, I can let said, what's Marvel? What are we doing in Marvel Snap tonight? How's that?
It's not a good lead up for the guests. But I'm Michael Hughes.
Oh, snap. It's Kerry Chandler, Carusetta on Twitch, Kerooseta.
Square Milk on Twitch. Just fucking not gonna attack anyone at the intro. That's my goal, so...
I've been on the show long enough now I can get away with it, so...
Yeah, pretty much.
Did you say Square Milk?
Yeah, that's what
that.
it is right now, anyway.
I love that. I'm going to drop you a follow after the show.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you see, it took a second when you said, oh, Snap, before it clicked, because I actually never play Marvel Snap with the volume on, so I never hear anything. And I'm like, oh, yeah, when you snap, they go, oh, snap, but I never hear it.
Yeah,
Do they
I love
really?
it.
I don't like volume. Like, I didn't know for the longest time when you play Black Panther, they go, Wakanda forever, because I never heard it. I'm like, oh, cool.
I have it turned down real low so I can play it while I listen to a podcast, but I can still hear it. I don't like to play it completely muted.
I just have it off. I don't have volume. Oh, yeah, this is April's What Are You Playing 2023. First thing I just want to say, I got one game to mention real quick before we dive into other games, and I'm going to...
Marvel Snap.
No, before that, something else. So I downloaded a game because I kept getting ads for it. Street Fighter Duel, which I'm sure you guys have seen ads for.
Yeah.
Garbage.
The mobile one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard it's trash.
I mean, I was like... I'm like, okay, cool. Just an idle game. You get to play it. You know, they kept advertising. I'm like, all right, I'll try this out. Maybe it'd be kind of cool for something just to play here and there when I'm not playing Marvel Snap. And it was just stupid. Like, there wasn't, I mean, like, all these things are happening. Oh, you're getting this and this. And I'm like, I don't understand anything that's happening on the screen. So I had it for a couple days. And I understood
So my son plays idle games. I've never played one. How does an idle game work? You just, watch it?
No, you click stuff. I don't even understand. I mean, they call it an idle game, but I don't understand anything that was happening. Like, just nothing made sense to me. You'd watch your fighters fight. You could do an auto battle where they just do their thing, but I didn't understand it. I'm like, this is just not interesting.
So yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
No, it wasn't very cool. I mean, sure, I got to see Street Fighter characters, but it didn't grab me, and I just, like, every mobile game does not grab me except for the one did, unfortunately, for my wallet. But
In my
you gotta have something where I'm actually doing something.
yeah, and it just wasn't like you get like, oh, you get to upgrade this, and I just didn't understand it. And it was there was too much clutter on the screen, too much stuff happening. Nothing made sense to me, and I just uninstalled it and moved on.
That sounds like a mobile game.
We're talking mobile games. Have y'all gotten ads for Mighty Doom?
No, I have not.
Yeah, it's a Doom game from Bethesda. It's a mobile game.
Oh, I did hear about that.
Yeah, I played it. It's fine. It's not bad. It's just it's one finger just on the screen, and you move your guy in whatever direction you're pointing, he shoots. So you got a little Doom guy, and it's like chibi version of Doom, so everything's like cutesy version of all the Doom guys, and when you kill something, it's still like super brutal, but it's a little like cute version that you're like chopping in half and stuff. And you just kind of are going through these little like vertical hallways, just vertical little stages the size of your phone screen, and just move your guy through it and point him at the enemies and dodge their projectiles. As mindless phone games go, it's good. If you like a mindless game, I don't know.
Well, that's cool.
Like, if mobile developers would just make actual games and not everything needs to suck out as much money through microtransactions as possible, they might actually succeed a little more, but yeah, I know that's not the idea.
This one, you definitely can play completely for free. Like, they do, like, offer you stuff, but it's just, like, to make it go fast. I don't know, to, like, get upgrades faster, because you upgrade, you have gear, for him. You have, like, armor and gear and guns, and you upgrade your different weapons, and you can purchase new weapons to do different effects. But all of that stuff you can do for free. Like, everything that I've seen in it so far is free.
It's like Jetpack Joyride.
Yeah, it looks a lot. It reminds me of that too.
Yeah, it has that. Yeah.
Yeah,
something
like that.
If you're looking for just like and you can also play it in little like bits, like little like 30 seconds, little chunks. So if you're looking for something just kind of a mindless phone game, it's not bad for that.
I might have to look into that.
Yeah, but I'm not really sticking with it.
But you got my interest, because otherwise my only mobile game is Marvel Snap, and that's not... I mean, I can play it mindless sometimes, but that's not a good idea, because I'll make really bad moves. So, when I'm not paying enough attention. Like, oh, I'll drop this down, they have Cosmo. I'm like, oh, oops, maybe I should have done that on Dr. Doom on Cosmo. But
In Mike's world, there's Marvel Snap, and then there's just nothing. There's just silence, a void.
Yeah, I mean, as far as mobile games go, like I don't have like I don't play on my phone enough to need more than one. So Marvel Snap does it for me.
530 seconds to kill at his doom scroll.
Yeah,
I've just been addicted to Marvel Snap.
I've been playing it. I've been playing it every single day. I play it like for like 3 or 4 months. I play it every day. I don't play it a lot every day. Like some days I only play like 5-10 minutes of it. But there's also days where I'll sit and play it for an hour. So instead of playing something else. All
you need to do is just get your missions done. I mean, that's my biggest goal. If I have missions or season pass missions, I have to play to get, because I've noticed I have an issue with that where I have to complete the task. But once I get done with that, I'm usually like, I'll try to play something and I'll go, if I get a losing streak, the game's going off and I'm done.
Yeah, so what are you running a Darkhawk deck right now? That
I was until the meta change where they since they nerfed Shuri, Darkhawk just there's too much damn Sandmans, and the Darkhawk deck I use didn't go well with Sandman, so I decided to become the enemy itself, and I made a Sandman deck.
Yeah, so I hate a Sandman deck because I run a Wong deck, and it kind of gets messed up by that. What I really hate is Cosmo. When Cosmo gets played, I'm like, I might as well just retreat. If Cosmo gets played, if somebody plays Cosmo on the same lane that I've got Wong, it's like, well, all right, whatever.
That's why you play Invisible Woman on a different lane to trick them, so they play their Cosmo there, and then you go back to do what you're doing. I've done that before. I've loaded weak cards on top of a Invisible Woman and then I'll alert. Then they'll be like, oh, they're gonna throw their Cosmo, and I'll be like, okay, cool. You took the bait. I'll go play over here now.
Yeah, another thing. When people start just like doing like ton of Cosmo, I've got a all ongoing deck that doesn't have any reveal effects in it, so that works too.
I just can't believe how much I enjoy the game. Yeah. Like, I still put down money every month for the season pass. I've bought 5 of them now, unfortunately. And I'm already going to buy the next month. No question.
I've been playing since September, and I've spent exactly $0.00 on it.
That's good, though.
I don't spend any money on it. I find that season pass bullshit pisses me off. Like, it'd be one thing if it was like a 6-month season, but it's like a 4-week season? Yeah, it's a month.
Yeah, you're not missing.
It's like what is it, like $10 for a season pass?
Yeah, $10.
That's $10 a month.
Whoa. And they get my money every month.
Damn,
$120 a year for a mobile game.
Oh, I'm addicted.
Yeah,
there's no question.
The thing I like is that you don't have to do that. You're doing that for you get some cool variants and card backs, and you get one card that you'll eventually be able to get for free.
None of the cards are really that, other than Zabu and Silver Surfer when it was kind of like the meta was not.
Black Panther was pretty damn good when he first came out.
Yeah, but I think by the time I got him, he wasn't that great because I bought it at the end of the month. I waited because I didn't want to put down money on a mobile game. Then I broke.
Yeah, I mean, I
can't stop.
Yeah, him and Silver Surfer, I don't think is really that great. And Zabu, same thing, is fine, but.
Zabu was, if you had a lot of cards and you could play all those 4-cost cards for 2 costs, then you could just murder people. But
yeah, now he's good in like a Wong deck, but you have to get him. I mean, he's not bad. I mean, I have him. I don't really play him, but
I love Zabu. But I use him for. He's not as good. They nerfed him, but I use him with my Darkhawk a lot. But game
Darkhawk is fucking like OP.
Yeah, and they made it so you really don't have to buy, especially with the way the token shop changed. You don't need to spend money.
Yeah. Exactly. You don't need to spend money. It's purely optional, and that's the way I think any free to play game should be. Is make the purchasing doesn't make you better, doesn't give you an advantage really. It just gives you stuff that people might like. That's how you do it. That's what Fortnite does, right? Like Fortnite is like that.
Think so. Oh, there's a variant coming up of a Carnage and Venom, and I'm literally going to buy the bundle just for the variant. So that's where I'm like, okay, I know where I felt. Like
that's people like you keeping them in business for people like me to play it for free. That's what we need.
As long as they give me other currency, so I can feel like, okay, it was worth it. I can lie to myself. I'm okay, so I can live with that. But yeah, no, it's just a great game, and I still play it every day, every week. I just love the game. So, any lesson you want to say about Marvel Snap?
No, it's good. I think we've bored our other guest enough.
No, so I've been trying to find entry point as hey, I started playing again because I haven't played in a long time.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and it's very fine. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone I've played against is a bot because I haven't lost a round. Yeah, okay, because I was like, I have not lost a round, and almost once per round, I'm like, that was really dumb, and I'm confused.
It does that way so you don't get burned out and get your ass just handed to you.
Yeah, which I get.
Yeah, does it stop giving you bots at a certain point?
At 30.
At 30, is that what it is? Okay.
At 30, you don't get any more bots for the most part unless you lose a lot. Then you'll get some bots to help you feel better again.
So, yeah,
right now I'm. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I've probably played it for like maybe I don't know 10, 15 games, so like maybe a few hours, and it's very like it's just fine. I don't know. As I've said before, I came from Hearthstone, so that was like my main thing. So like compared to that, it's like it's fine. I think not being a Marvel fan is just like a big part of like I like Spider-Man. I love Deadpool. I'll see some of the stuff, but it's like I don't really know like much else, and I'm like there's a lot going on here. I haven't experienced a Snap. And I played it before, but I haven't played it in a long time, so I didn't get the tutorial. No one is Snap, so I don't know what the Snap does, and I'm like, one day I'll find out maybe, but until then.
Yeah, it doubles your prize pool.
Oh, god damn it.
So
what I want, though, which I'll never get, is I want some of the characters from Invaders, the Invaders run, which is World War II. I want the Nazi characters, so I can...
Yeah, I mean, they put in Red Skull and
yeah, but
in his Nazi uniform. I mean, they could do it.
I want Masterman, and there's like a dominatrix character too from that arc. I have the cover actually.
I'm assuming we'll be getting a Secret Invasion stuff, or did we already do an? They already did an Invasion season, huh?
God, I can't remember. Spider-Man, Black Panther, Silver Surfer, Zabu. I bought them all. I should know what. Because
like they did the Black Panther season when Wakanda Forever came out. Yeah, and they did a Quantumania season whenever Ant-Man came out.
That was bad.
And it's like whenever the Marvels comes out, maybe they'll do something with either with Ms. Marvel or with the Secret Invasion stuff.
It's Ms. Marvel. There's already a Ms. Marvel card that's been data mined. So yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Next month.
That Ms. Marvel is one of my favorite Marvel characters. So like Kamala Khan, Ms. Marvel is one of my favorites.
It's a good card too.
So I could that's one where I could possibly see finally giving them my season pass money just to but so as far as saying like not being a Marvel fan, like I collected Marvel comics as a kid, so Marvel's like Marvel was one of my big things. I stopped collecting when I got like to high school because it's just too expensive of a hobby, and I needed to save my money for Magic cards. So, but
that's not an expensive hobby, no.
Out of the frying pan into the fucking freezer.
Exactly.
Into a fucking fire. All right.
But yeah, I collect. So I don't know all the stuff, but I like a lot. And then I used to when it was on, I listened to Cape Crisis, the Laser Time.
I love that show.
Comic show, yeah. I loved Cape Crisis, and so I learned a lot from that. And then I really was into Comic Book Men on AMC.
Me too.
So I learned a lot of Marvel stuff. But what I think would really benefit would be what I would like to see in the game is flavor text on the cards, like something telling you about the character.
That would be nice.
So, something like even if you don't see it in the game and it's in like your collection. Whenever you look at the cards in your collection, it would have like a little bio of the character and stuff. That would be really cool. Because there's like some I'm like, I don't know who this is. Like there's that I think it's Misty Knight. Is that her name? She's the
1/2.
Yeah, that 1/2. I use her because I have a no abilities deck that's like probably my secondary deck that I play. And
Patriot decks are great.
Yeah, it's Patriot.
And they're going to be even better.
Patriot and Blue Sentinel.
Just if you like that deck, save up your tokens. I'll just tell you that much if you don't want to be spoiled.
Oh, okay.
There's a big bad coming out next month that's gonna make that really good.
Yeah, I could see that. That'd be cool. Yeah, I mean, I like that deck, but anyway, I don't have any idea who Misty Knight is.
She was Iron Fist.
She's an Iron Fist.
Yeah, she's originally in an Iron Fist comic. I actually have her first appearance signed by the artist somewhere above me.
Oh, that's cool. I like her look. So
me too. She's also in the Luke Cage show on Netflix that is no longer canon.
Oh, was she?
Oh,
wait, who is she?
I like that show.
Who is she? I love that show. Who is she in that?
Oh God, she's
herself. She's just herself.
Yeah, she's a cop, cool. And then I think she loses her arm in the end of the first season, but I've never watched.
She does. Oh,
season 2.
Oh, that's exactly who she is. That's awesome.
Yeah,
and that makes sense because that's perfect. Yeah, I am. I love those Netflix Marvel shows. They put them on Disney Plus, I think, recently.
I do too. I'm sad.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch them because
I never finished them.
Luke Cage was one of the best ones, I think. Okay, well, what else are we playing, guys?
Oh, Mike, what is something you've been playing?
Oh, yeah, I'm here too. Hi. Have you guys heard of Persona?
Oh, no, never. What is it? Is it from a foreign country like Japan? That'd be wild.
So Japan. So the last one of these I was on was in February, right, Mike?
I keep track, but I don't.
Say it's your damn show.
I know how many freaking episodes I publish a month. You do know.
So at that point, I would have been near the end of Persona 5. I beat that on my birthday on the 23rd that month, and since then, I beat Persona 3 Portable, and I am at the very end of Persona 4 Golden.
Damn. Oh, that's awesome. I'm also at almost the very end of Persona 4 Golden.
Oh, I am. That's where I'm at too, actually.
Nice.
That's so cool. You're probably further than me. I'm not too much past. Well, no. What is the dungeon worth? Anyway, I don't even want to say. I'm not that far.
I'm at like December some point.
You're getting there.
Yeah, I'm not nearly as far as you guys.
I've heard there's quite a bit after that point.
So. My wife is on September 1st. She's like, "Am I about done?" I said, "No."
I thought they were in July. They're like building it up like you're about to go fight the final boss dungeon.
Oh yeah,
they built it up, and I'm like, "Is this? This can't be. This doesn't make. I don't think this is it. I don't think this guy's the killer." And then it's
you're making me want to replay it.
It's so
yeah,
good.
I love it. Persona 4 Golden is so good. I put it down like a month ago to start a different game, and I just haven't picked it back up. I need to get back to it.
That's exactly what I did.
My wife started it in January when it came to the newer consoles. I started it on March 30th, and now I am in-game date on March 20, which is the last playable day.
Oh, yeah, it wraps around?
Oh yeah. That's how they work. They start in the spring, and they go a full year to the next spring.
Okay. I didn't remember where it started. Okay, that's cool. Well, yeah, then I'm not even close to being finished. I'm in September.
So my goal was to try and get it beaten today so I could say that I'd beaten all 3 since the last time I was on. And like, I forgot there's another dungeon right where I'm at. There's one final thing to wrap up the whole story. But before that, it's like, okay, go around town and say your goodbyes because it's your last day before you go home. And like, I talked to 2 people and I started to like get choked up. I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do this before we go and record. That's all like
yeah, that game is so good at like developing like making you actually care about characters.
Yeah, which is like having played 5, 3, and 4 back to back. This one I've beaten multiple times, and like
did that.
See, I've got 5 Royal installed on my PS5, waiting for me to beat 4. 4 is the only one I've ever played. So
5 is super good, and it's got a lot of good quality of life stuff. It does not make me care about the characters the way I do in 4. I don't know if it's just that thing where it was the first one I played, so it's the one I like the best or whatever, but it just did. I don't know. The other 2 don't.
I've heard that 5 is just the best in terms of like a video game, but 4 is the one that actually has like the story and the characters that make you care, is what I've heard.
Yeah.
4 is like, that's cool. Story.
So who's your favorite companion or party member?
In 4?
Yeah.
I really like
favorite companion. Those are very different.
Okay. Well, yeah. All right. Who's your favorite? Who is your favorite character? I guess then. It's not a spoiler that they exist. Don't tell me somebody that I shouldn't know exists.
I would try and make up something on the spot or like really fuck with you, but I can't do that. I always like Rise. She's a super fun character. Like you don't get to play as her, but her personality is.
Doesn't she join you?
I mean,
she's the Oracle. She's okay. She's the man. She's the man in the chair. Yeah, she scans enemies for you and stuff. I don't like her as much as I thought I would. I thought I was going to be really like I was super like on my character. I'm going to romance Rise and all that, and then she just didn't charm me that much.
She starts off really interesting, and I was like, oh, maybe this is pretty spicy. And then she's just immediately senpai, and I'm like, nah, I can't.
Yeah, exactly. Same.
She does.
I'm as far as the romance option goes, I really like Yukiko.
Yeah,
Yukiko was really strong. I think I should have romanced her, and I kind of regret it.
But I really like. I think Kanji's maybe my. I hated Kanji when I first started playing the game, and then I was like, "Oh, I see what we're doing here." And then they didn't do it, and they should have. But I still like Kanji.
Troy Baker freaking brings it for that role. He always has me cracking up.
Is it Troy Baker voicing him?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I like Kanji like as he develops as a character.
It's funny that you called Rise Oracle because in 5 they all have code names, and your navigator in that her code name actually is Oracle.
That's funny. Yeah.
I was just
thinking Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, right.
Same.
Yeah. She sits in a chair in her UFO persona.
Yeah. Oh, freaking A.
It's been so long I had to look it up. I romanced Naoto, which I really like Naoto.
God. Yeah, my wife is real close to Naoto's dungeon, and she doesn't know yet that she's a girl. I can't wait. I've been waiting for years.
That's where I'm
still going to be waiting, I bet.
That's where I'm at also, but I knew.
I have
I felt like the game like made it clearer, but I don't know.
Yeah,
It didn't to me, but I played it like 5 years ago.
yeah,
I don't know because it was probably spoiled for me ahead of time.
that's entirely possible. I played when Golden first came out, and I didn't know when I got to it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure she doesn't know, and she's in September, so she's right close to it. She's actually playing right now, so I'm waiting for that text or something.
That's cool. Yeah, I originally played just the PS2 version and got to about like May maybe, and then I got Golden and started over. And yeah, now I'm like, I think I'm in September. Like I'm pretty recent after the beach trip.
Yeah, I screwed up my save the first time because I didn't level up enough, and I got screwed up in one of the dungeons, and then I had to restart the game. It took me a year before I went back to it.
Well, Golden's got very easy, and it's extremely hard to screw up.
I really want to put Golden on the show. It's probably going to happen here.
We should do it. You could have the three of us on again for it. There you go.
I have no problem with the Steam Deck. I realize I can play just about anything and beat it just fine in a week. Unfortunately, good and bad.
He was talking earlier about needing the game for episode 400, and I'm like, hey, Persona 400. It's perfect.
You want us to wait 2 years? No, that'd be more than 2 years. That'd be 3 years.
I'll definitely have beat it by then.
That'd be 3 years from now. I don't want to wait that long.
Why did you bring up 400 this morning then?
Because I know what 300 is. I don't know what 400 is planned yet.
3 years away, and I'm like, fuck.
Good job.
I mean, wow. I don't think, yeah. I don't know how much to talk about this podcast.
Persona 4 is good. Like, if you haven't played it, play it.
Yeah, awesome game.
Small spicy take for queer folk. That game is so close to being like such a great queer representation in many levels, and they fuck it up. And like, not fuck it up, but me and a lot of queer friends who've played this have talked about it, and we have this pretty strong feeling that it's like either the writers wanted to push the envelope, but due to social pressure or developer or producer pressure, they held them back. And so they'd introduce these really big concepts of like, whoa, this is really progressive, especially for mid-2000s. And then it's like right before they really nail it, they fucking just yank the rug out. It's like, why? And so like so many headcanons of especially Persona 4 are just that, like just a little bit different, where it's like, actually not to no. Let's explore this and how you really like, because that was this is my small soapbox, and I'll leave it. But I was heartbroken because I love Naoto right off the bat. And then they're like, this is who I am. And I'm like, fuck Naoto, yes. And then fucking Yukiko just goes, but like, really though? And then they're like, no, you're right, I'm not. And I'm like, what the fuck was this? Who just yanked my chain? Fuck me. Oh, I got so mad. I texted my friend immediately, being like, this is bullshit. And they're like, I know. I didn't even have to say what it was. So
it's 2008. They probably weren't that brave yet.
I don't think that they still aren't. I mean, saw what they did with if you saw what they did with Catherine.
Oh, Catherine, yeah.
I think the developer. There's like I think you're probably right, Star. There probably were people on the writing staff, who wanted to put that stuff in and got it nixed.
Well, I don't know if it was the original 4 or if it was 4 Golden. People data mined. There's unused Yosuke text.
Yes.
You could romance Yosuke.
Yeah, it turns out Yosuke was in the closet, and then that explains why he's so homophobic toward kanji. Is he's internalizing stuff, and that would be so much better. That would be so much better.
Yes, exactly. That's the thing.
That needed to happen.
They'd be so much better, and they just barely don't do it, and you're like, Also,
still it comes so close. Yeah.
Small side tangent. The intro for Persona 5 Royale, holy shit, they queerbait like the protagonist and one of their characters so hard. It's they know the fans are like totally into it. So we're like, we're just kind of this little moment to be like, what if? And it's like, stop, please, just do it or don't do this.
Don't lie to me.
Anyway, I'm okay. I got some spice out. I'm good.
Okay, I'm very interested in Persona 5. Like, it's a game I think about.
I can't wait. Like, the aesthetic of Persona 5 got me into the series. Seeing the menus and stuff. And Joker is probably my best character in Smash. And when Joker came to Smash like 3 fucking years ago, it's like, clearly Persona 5 is coming to the Nintendo Switch.
I did.
Well, yeah, 3 years later it did, exactly. But
yeah, that game's got fucking style for days.
It does. It's just the style of it is great. I can't wait to play it. But I want to beat 4 first.
Well,
yeah, I want to beat 4, and then supposedly this month there's been a lot of rumors that this is the month they're gonna reveal the Persona 3 remake and Persona 6, but
this alleged remake.
The weeks are going by. It was in the NVIDIA data mine from whatever, 3 years ago, and that data mine has been so fucking solidly accurate.
Yeah,
surprising.
It has.
Yeah. I'll play it. It's gotta be better than the original. Of course, I played Persona 3 Portable, and everyone kind of poo-poos on that. So.
I don't think I could play Portable, and it makes me sad.
People like Portable a lot, but I get that you don't get to walk around, right? You're just like...
Yeah, it's menus. Yeah. I mean, you walk around in the dungeons.
Right,
the CG cutscenes are gone. They're just pictures, and I feel like that's one of the biggest disservices, sadly, because those cutscenes are really fucking cool.
But you get play something. Yeah, you get play as FMC, so there's that at least.
There's no. I wish there was like a complete version. I'd love to see if someone. I don't know if there would be a mod. I think that'd be really cool to be like, hey, it's all in one package. There you go.
With the portable content with the original game. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Which is what sucks about if this remake is real. It's not going to have her in it because that would be like making twice the game.
Yeah, oh, you think so?
Yeah, because her stories. I mean, the main story is the same, but there's a lot of different stuff. She has different social links and dialogue and all that. As I don't see it happening.
Can she romance female characters or no?
No, God, no. She can romance the 10-year-old boy though. That's fun.
What?
Yeah,
it's Japan.
Oh fuck.
I'd rather romance Koromaru.
But is the 10-year-old boy actually a 5,000-year-old dragon, which then makes it
there we go.
No, everyone hates Ken.
That made me think of Shazam all of a sudden. Because in Shazam, the new movie, there's a kid that ends up falling in love with someone who's like 10,000 years old.
Oh,
he's like 16.
God.
Oh, I heard that movie was...
It sounds like a mess.
Yeah.
It's okay. It wasn't bad. I saw it in theaters. I liked it. I don't know if I need to see it again. Oh, it's on HBO Max already. I guess
you're very forgiving of movies, though, Mike.
Yeah.
True. But I judge them if I enjoy it.
You're very open-minded with movies. I appreciate it, but I don't know.
I thought it was good. I mean, it's nothing great. I mean, I like Shazam in general, like the first one a lot. The first one's better.
Yeah, the first one was pretty cool. The ending was kind of bad, but I liked most of it.
Oh, don't worry. They doubled down on that. But so but yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be on HBO Max. It bombed. I think it bombed. So. Yeah,
it bombed very bad. I mean, it bombed bad enough that that plus Black Adam bombing, is probably a big,
we're not going to see him ever again for a very long time.
Neither one.
No, The Rock said it did good. He wouldn't lie.
Yeah.
No, people never lie. No. Yeah, no, The Rock was. Oh god, that whole thing with The Rock where he just tried to take over DC before the buyout. God, it's such a funny story when I had somebody break it down to me on this podcast at some point. He's he was just trying to force his way in and take over the DC universe and have Black Adam be the main character. So that was what he was trying to do. Didn't work out very well.
Yeah. Oh, and then he goes to Disney and is like, all right, live action Moana then. Let's print some more money. We need to print some more money. Live action Moana.
I need another Jumanji sequel, please.
Those are awesome.
I love those movies.
I love those movies.
I don't think they can keep that steam, friends. It's great.
I don't think they can either, but they were good.
Well, the way they tease at the end of the second one is that all the game stuff is coming to the real world, so that could be fun. I mean, that's basically what the first movie was, I guess. The original first movie.
Yeah, they were setting it up.
Yeah, we'll see. He says it's in the works, so he wouldn't lie to us.
All right. Star, any games that you're playing you want to mention?
I'm done talking about Persona for now. Until next time.
I could talk. We could have a Persona episode. Right now, I think Resident Evil 4 Remake. That's what stopped me from playing Persona. It's all I've really been playing.
Nice.
I heard nothing but good things.
Yeah, I think some of the biggest, the most sort of, I think, strongest complaint that I can see, which took me a little bit of time to adjust, but was that the movement is a lot more sluggish than the original. It kind of feels almost like GTA a little bit, not nearly as severe with sort of the clumsiness of moving a character forward and backwards, but definitely a little bit of just Leon doesn't turn on a dime. I don't know, when I talked about the original, it feels almost like you're just walking on glass, you can just go straight and it's easy, and but here it's there's a little bit of that. But outside of that, I think it's amazing. It's probably one of my top 10 games. I can't really stop playing it. So yeah.
That's a good sign.
Has anyone else here played it?
No, I've been playing the Dead Space remake. It's similar.
I'm too much of a wimp for horror games. I have Resident Evil 4 for PS2, and I also have it on my Quest 2, my VR. Anything that looks realistic, like Dead Space or the remake, no, I can't. And even
Those two games are my favorite kind of horror because they're the ones that like empower the player by basically making you a beast. As long as you put it on easy and you upgrade your weapons properly, you can like mow through the bad guys.
Oh yeah, is there an easy mode? I guess I should try that.
There is, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say there is on PS2.
Dead Space does.
Yeah, there is for Resident Evil as well. I think the thing I've been proudest about, if I can share it, I'll see. If not, I'll just say it. It was like so there's a game mode that they released afterwards, which is called Mercenaries. It was in the original. It's basically like a wave mode where basically you have to, there's a maximum of 150 enemies and you get a combo meter, and it's this whole thing of like, oh, you gotta kill all the enemies without stopping and, not die. And it can be pretty challenging, but unlike in the original, they had leaderboards. And so this is the highest score I've gotten as of like a few days ago after people really had time to sink their teeth into it. It was 67 on a global, or 66 on a global leaderboard for Xbox.
Wow, look at that.
Nice.
That's double plus.
Yeah, on the second day it was out, I was like an 8 rank for a while as Krauser, as one of the characters. And this is for that level specifically, but yeah, I hit 66 and I was pretty proud. It's really hard because you have to totally play it not typically. You need to get as many headshots with the sniper while you're in your super mode, and it's very hard. So when I hit 66, I was like, yeah, I'm pretty content with that. I think I'll just kind of leave that. But hitting those leaderboards has been really cool. It also has my favorite character. Spoilers for Mercenaries. Fucking Hunk. Hunk is so goddamn cool. I love Hunk. Yeah, he's in which one is he? He's in the second one, right? That's where he was.
He's in two, but I mean, he's in mercenary mode in the original 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he still has the badass snap head. So
yeah, I always loved his design.
Yeah,
he's so cool.
He's just such a classic faceless badass character, and I don't know why it just sweeps me up. I'm just like, oh, take me home, save me from these zombies.
I do really want to play the remake. The more I hear people talk about it, I'm like, damn, do I got to put it on the show early? I love Resident Evil 4. That is one of my favorite games of all time. But I'm like, I don't know.
I love OG Resident Evil 4. I love it so much. I can't go back and play it, I don't think. I think if I was like, oh, I want to play Resident Evil 4, my brain's just going to go, why would you play the original when you could play the remake? And it sucks because it's the only time I would ever play the original, and I still really want to do this. I want to do it for years. I've just never had the ability. I do want to play the VR of Resident Evil 4 original. I think that's the only reason I'll go back and play that game over this. Yeah,
my recommendation for that is if you have a PC that can do VR, do it on that. On the Quest 2, it slows. It's just janky enough that I never get motion sickness from VR unless it's janky. And I can only play 10 minutes of Resident Evil 4 VR before I need to take a break. It's a little too janky on the Quest 2. Anyway,
thankfully, I have a Meta, or not a Meta. I have a fucking HTC Vive.
Oh yeah, I'm sure on a good gaming PC, if a Vive would be good.
Yeah,
I should have got it on my PC and just air linked it instead. But
one day I'll
set a coupon on the Quest
and play it. But yeah, so it's. I mean, I just think it's really for me and for a lot of people, it's a testament to be like, hey, why play the original anymore? And it's like, ouch, it hurts, but it's like it makes me really happy.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So
That's how I am with Metroid 2.
Yeah, I think I'm on my third playthrough. But people have said to get the all to 100% and do all the challenges, it takes 7 playthroughs, and I'm on my third, and I keep going to play games, and I'm like, I can play Persona, I can play Dead by Daylight. I'm just gonna play Resident Evil again.
You don't need to play Dead by Daylight.
Is one of them where you have to have the bass in your inventory for the entire game?
No, but there is a knife pistol only, and I'm kind of excited to try that because at this point I've unlocked a lot of the unlockable guns that are really cheeky, and it's this is fun, but I kind of missed the challenge. So there'll be fun challenges, and then there's a bonus unlock. Spoiler if you don't want to hear it, skip by 10 seconds. It's a new game mode that's called chainsaw only mode. I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's just every enemy's a chainsaw.
That's what it sounds like.
Either that or you just have a chainsaw the whole time.
Oh God, I don't think that's it, but I'd love it. So there was actually also, as a fun fact, if people might not have seen this, there's a flamethrower in the game's code that's fully functioning. People data mined, and it looks really cool and it's really powerful, but it's not in the game yet. And people are wondering when's it going to come, because they're oh, maybe they'll add it as an unlockable for Mercenaries, but instead they just put in the original hand cannon again, which is rad. But it's is it going to ever come out? So that's
still be DLC for sure.
Yeah, no, the separate ways has been confirmed to be DLC. and that's going to also add.
Capcom doesn't do on-disc DLC.
No,
never ever.
I can't.
Street Fighter 4 didn't have on. Or was it Street Fighter 5 that had it?
Street Fighter Cross Tekken, I think, was the notorious one.
Okay, I think you're right.
But yeah, they're gonna add the two characters who are missing from Mercenaries, which again, spoilers, is Ada and Wesker. So I'm excited. Wesker also, spoiler, Wesker's in it in the like post-credit cutscene. He looks so good, and I'm like, God, I want 5, but I don't. I do, but I don't. I don't think you guys can do this.
I'm hoping Code Veronica is the next remake. They need to stay away from 5 for now.
Is 5 the one where it's like in Africa and it's super racist? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
They may just skip 5.
It's only mildly super racist.
Only mildly.
I do want to play 5 though because I never really beat it, and I'm trying to go through all the Resident Evils very, very slowly on this podcast. I mean slow as hell.
I want to remake a 0.
I want a fucking game of this thing they keep referencing, which is, it was in, I think, Resident Evil Revelations or something, where it's Leon and Krauser in the jungles fighting fucking biohazard enemies.
Umbrella Chronicles 2.
That's it. Yeah, I want to
it wasn't Revelation.
see that. Because, apparently that game is trash, but the story's really good. And they reference it a lot in this game. So people are like, I've seen an article being like, could they maybe? And I'd be fucking interested. Even as a DLC, I'd be down. I want to go wild jungles and fight Biohazard and watch Krauser lose his fucking mind. Oh God. Anyway, so that's I'm good. Resident Evil 4, it's great. Yeah.
Okay. I don't have any other games. Kerry, do you have other games that you want to mention?
Yeah, so you know that I'm a big Dark Souls fan. That's like my favorite series after Zelda. And there's one game in the series that's kind of my big white whale, and that's Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. So I've been playing Sekiro, and I am on the final boss, and I took a week off to kind of clear my head, and then I got on this afternoon and played some more. I was like, I'm going to try to beat this final boss before the podcast, and it did not happen. But it is. I love this game. I love it so much. My soul story is that I started with Sekiro. I got about 30 hours into it and was just beating my head against a pretty early boss, as it turns out, and gave up. This is 5 years ago, and I was like, okay, you know what? I need to play something I need to play an easy game. I'm going to play Dark Souls 3. So I played Dark Souls 3 and beat that. And then I was like, all right, this is my new favorite video game, I think. All right. And so I played through Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3 some more, and then Bloodborne, and then Elden Ring. And I would say today, my favorite video game of all time is Breath of the Wild, but my second favorite is Elden Ring. But I keep going back and just replaying the Souls series. The Reddit Dark Souls community does these 2-week events every few months, where it's like everyone play Dark Souls 1 or everybody play Bloodborne, and do all the do online, play online the whole time, invade, cooperate,
all the fun stuff.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. It reinvigorates the online of the game. So every 6 weeks or so, I play through a Souls game in 2 weeks. And but they don't have Sekiro in the rotation. But I was like, you know what? I think I'm definitely in the neighborhood of 800 hours in the Souls series at this point.
Nice.
Let's go back to Sekiro and try it. And so I went back to Sekiro, and the skills translated, and I kicked this game's ass. And I've blazed through it. I've been beating stuff left and right. I have used a guide here and there,
nothing wrong with that.
Get to a boss and just beat my head against them for a little bit, and then I watch Fighting Cowboys Get Good boss guide, where he just shows you straight up, here's how you beat this boss. Not a cheese strat, just this is how you do it. Watch, here's some different ways to do it, but here's the best way to do it. And then just been plowing through it until I get to the final boss, and the final boss is rough. So I think it was 2 weeks ago I got to the final boss, and like I said, I beat my head against it for a few days and then took a time off and then came back today, and I didn't get better in a week. So but yeah, I love Sekiro. Yeah, I love Sekiro. So the thing about it is people say Souls is hard. I'm gonna say I don't think Dark Souls is a hard game at all. Once you learn it, I don't think Dark Souls 1 is a hard game.
There has to be context of this is the guy that played 800 hours worth of Souls games that's telling you.
My most recent
game,
Dark Souls.
Easy life.
Get good.
I'm not saying it's easy. No, I'm not saying it's easy, but you got to just, once you know what you're doing and you have a build that works for it and you know how to play it, Like I beat.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't think Dark Souls 1 is as like because Dark Souls 1. I mean, if you're using the guide and you're using like the information that's out there, I don't think the game is as hard.
Right.
Because
if you're going in blind, then yeah, it's definitely hard. I don't mean to say that, but, and especially once you played it. But like my most recent playthrough of Demon Souls, I beat I think every boss except for one in my first try. And then my most recent Dark Souls 1, I beat every boss except for 2 in my first try. And I don't think I'm that good at Dark Souls is the thing. Like, I struggle with Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3. Bloodborne is very hard. And
Bloodborne's hard.
Sekiro is really... But Sekiro, I would say, is so much harder than any of the other Souls games.
It looks brutal, and you don't level up, if I remember correctly, right?
You do kind of level up. But yeah, it's not... the thing about what I was going to say is in Dark Souls 1 or Elden Ring. Elden Ring is another one where the base game of Elden Ring is mostly not hard. Some of the bosses are incredibly hard. Some of the hardest in the series, especially some of the optional bosses. But even the final boss, you have to beat 3 bosses. There's 3 final bosses of Elden Ring, and 2 of the 3 are pretty hard, especially the first one. But with those games,
the guy on a horse.
Oh no, he's pretty early game. But the thing with a game like especially Elden Ring, you get to something that's kicking your butt, turn around and go in a different direction.
Yeah.
Go get some gear, go level up. But in Sekiro, you can't really do that, right? You can level up sort of when you beat bosses. Most bosses, not all, drop an item that it's called a prayer bead, but they're pieces of heart like in Zelda. It's 4, you get 4 of them, 4 of them equals a bump to your HP bar, right? So you can level up that way, but only by beating bosses, right? Or you can level up by you get experience that you can spend to get skills, get abilities, and the abilities help. And some of them you have to have, and some of them you don't. But, well, you don't really have to have any. But, I mean, you kind of have to have some of them. But there's no, you get to a boss that's just kicking your butt. You can't go off and do something else. You just have to beat that boss most of the time. And that makes this so much harder to me. But the thing about Sekiro is once you get it down, you will blaze through shit. You will just blaze... You will, like a boss that was kicking your ass, once you get the skill of it down, you'll just flatten them, like steamroll them, like it's nothing. And it makes you feel so elevated, so good. You don't feel like, oh, I cheesed that. I beat him because I went and got like 15 levels and a better sword.
That's what I did in Dark Souls 1.
I just got better at anticipating and doing the thing, strategize. Sometimes you can. I mean, there's cheese strats for a lot of the bosses and stuff, but yeah, I love it. I love it. It's probably, I'd say my Souls ranking, Elden Ring is number 1 and Dark Souls 3 is number 2, but Sekiro is probably number 3. So
that's high praise over Bloodborne. So
yeah, Bloodborne's great. I didn't finish Bloodborne because I didn't get a place. I hadn't had a PlayStation since the PS2 until I got my PS5, and I got my PS5 like 3 weeks before Elden Ring came out. And the first thing I beat with it was Demon Souls, and then I started playing Bloodborne, and then Elden Ring came out, and I just haven't gone back to Bloodborne yet. So I didn't beat Bloodborne, but I like Bloodborne a lot, and I was near the end.
It's a really good game. Just don't bother Orphan of Kos, but maybe you beat enough of them, you could probably take out Orphan.
Yeah, I beat Orphan of Kos.
Okay, that's the only boss I could beat, and I just...
Yeah, that was hard. I used a guide, but I did beat it, but it was very hard. Yeah, Bloodborne is very difficult, but it's actually the most similar to Sekiro, and that in Bloodborne, a big key is parrying, and Sekiro... You must parry. Sekiro is parrying. You can't play the game without parrying. You have to
I did beat
get really
Bloodborne.
good.
Pre-games my mom found. I actually beat Bloodborne, so I got good enough for that game.
That's cool. Yeah.
I feel like Bloodborne in that way, I think with the variation of guns, there's a lot more stylistic choice. I like pairing system. Mm-hmm. Sekiro, It's just like, hey, figure this shit out. And fuck. Yeah, I think you're right, though. I agree. I think Sekiro is like one of the hardest because I got to the first monkey and I could not beat him. That monkey just trashed me every time to a point where I was like, I was like having an okay time with this. Now I'm not. I'm out. I quit. I'm out.
Yeah,
I don't regret it to this day.
The thing with the ape, the first one is he's afraid of fire. Like all animals are afraid of fire. So, or he's heavily damaged by fire. Oh. And so if you set him on fire, you can blaze through his first phase, and then his second phase. It's just about he does like a predictable attack where he slams the ground at you, and if you parry that slam, then he is basically there for a visceral attack, and you do your the dragging spear, and it takes off like a fourth of his health. So it's just it's one of those things like I wouldn't have figured that out, but watching I beat my head against him for like 10 tries. I'm like, all right, let's see what Cowboy says. Fighting Cowboy's like, here's how you beat the ape in like, 60 seconds. And then I beat him on my like second try after watching the guide.
Hear me out. Fuck that monkey. And then go play fucking any other Souls game.
That's why I played Dark Souls.
That is true. That's what I did the first time.
All I did was watch YouTube videos of Dark Souls. I remember I was at work watching YouTube videos of Dark Souls, and I was just eat and breathe Dark Souls when I went through it. That's why they have not been on the podcast.
That's been me for 4 years, is eat and breathe. Like, I watch, like, at lunch every day. I sit at, since COVID, I don't eat lunch with my coworkers. I sit at my desk and eat lunch. And I have my 30-minute lunch, and I put on a video, and I say 4 out of 5 times that video is a Souls video. It's watching somebody do, like, can I be Bloodborne with just pistols? Yes, you can. And that's what I'm doing when I play Bloodborne in a couple of weeks. That's what... I'm going to do a pistol. I mean, I'm not going to do a challenge where I can't use anything else, but I'm going to do a pistol run. But yeah, I watch Souls videos like every day. I'm obsessed with it. It's kind of ridiculous.
That's great. I'm watching Marvel Snap videos all day, so I got nothing to say. But watch way too much Marvel Snap.
That I don't do.
Mike, what is something else that you've been playing?
Hey, I beat a couple Souls likes. I beat Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order and Stranger of Paradise.
Hell yeah.
They're both quote unquote. I see them on Souls like lists, so I'm counting it as those. But yeah, Fallen Order is like, I'm not a Star Wars guy. That game is fantastic. Holy shit.
Game, I am a Star Wars guy, and that game is fucking fantastic. That is my favorite non-FromSoft Souls game. And I would say it's Metroid Prime mixed with Sekiro is how I
that's big.
I call it easy. I call it Easy Space Sekiro, but I love and Fallen Order. I am like so pumped for the sequel.
I gotta put the first one on the podcast. I played it once, but I need to play it again.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's real good.
That ending is so good.
Let them decide.
I just made the whole thing where like you think you just beat the final boss. And then that happens. Then the thing happens like, oh shit.
I sure didn't expect that.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to get there. I wasn't gonna ruin it. I was like, just waiting.
And they had like a real, one of the positive things I'd say about the Obi-Wan series is that they had what could not have been anything but a reference to Fallen Order in it. So
nice.
It felt like almost like they were recreating part of it. So Fallen Order is awesome.
Yeah, just little stuff like using Force Push to push stormtroopers off of cliffs and deflecting laser bolts never, ever, ever gets old. That is so much fun.
And if something like that had existed when I was a kid, holy shit. I remember in college when Jedi Outcast came out, and I was like, it can't get better than this. It doesn't get better than this. It does. That's awesome. And then you just Stranger of Paradise, you said.
Yeah, I was just going to say Stranger of Paradise wasn't nearly as good because it's I don't know. I'm not big on Team Ninja's games because they always like to cram as many systems into their games as possible, and it just kind of gets overwhelming. Looking at you, Ultimate Alliance 3.
Yeah.
But it's fun. Like the different classes all kind of boiled. I had it on easy, so that it was basically boiled down to just mashing the attack button, but it's fun for what it is. It overstays its welcome to. The story gets incomprehensible.
It gets incomprehensible.
Final Fantasy.
Well, like, because it starts out all fucking goofy, and that's what all the memes came from when the game was being shown off. And then, like, the halfway point, it's like, okay, that stuff's gone. We're going to take everything super seriously now.
Oh,
like,
really?
You're not going to take yourself seriously. How are the players supposed to? But
I just played through the demo, and I really liked the demo. I didn't like it enough to buy the game yet.
Right. It's like $20 now, so.
I kind of figured it would eventually be free on PS Plus, and I'd play it then.
But the ending, I'm not going to like spoil what it is, but it basically sets up the first Final Fantasy game. Yeah. And hence the name Final Fantasy Origin. But
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was like they kind of show in the very beginning of the game, the opening cutscene, you kind of get how it's setting up Final Fantasy 1. So
right, but it gets convoluted of how it gets there.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I liked it though. I liked it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Can't get around. Yeah. I still love Final Fantasy, but I have a really hard time playing them, unfortunately.
I love the Final Fantasy series.
I'm trying not to pull the trigger on the Pixel remasters because I kind of want all 6 of them for $75, but I don't need to.
Hey, what happened to not buying games before Diablo 4 came out?
I beat all those games, Mike. I gave myself a list of 6 games, and I beat all 6 of those.
That's discipline. I'm with you on the Pixel remasters. Is I want to spend $75 on it, but on the other hand, I'm like, but I own every one of these games.
Right.
I own all these games. I can play I can play all of these games on my phone. I can play them on my Vita. I can play them on my PSP.
Right.
I can play them on my computer that's hooked up to my TV. I can play them on the big TV. Like, do I really need? And I bought them. I bought them legit multiple times. I have multiple copies of some of them. Do I really need to spend $75 on games that came out when I was a child?
To make Square happy, yes. Yes, you do.
And I'm like, no, but on the other hand, I just kind of, there's something to be said for just being able to pick up that PlayStation controller and press that little PS button and then play a game.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. I could, compared to turning on, wiggling my mouse and going to RetroArch and then scrolling over to Super Nintendo and then scrolling down to Final Fantasy VI.
So, two and 3 I'm interested in because all the Pixel remasters have I think they call them boost options, where you can increase how much experience and gold you get, and I think that could actually make 2 playable.
I need 2 on the PS1.
I hate the way they do that.
I'm sure it wasn't good. I don't remember it, but I know I beat it.
I think 2's dumb, but
yeah. Well, it's a cool idea. I get what they were going for. The execution could use some work.
And do they all have they have like turn off random encounters and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a point in favor. And did they have a speed up like the way some of the other?
I don't think they have speed up now.
Yeah, because that Final Fantasy 12 was one of my favorites. I don't know if I ever would have beaten that game without the speed up option.
Yeah, Mike can speak to that. He just did 8 using that.
Oh, God, that fast forward triple. Oh God, that all the quality of life stuff in that game. No encounters if I didn't want to. Battle assists where I didn't die for the most part. Oh, it made the game. It was a beautiful experience running through that game story. I loved it.
I kind of want 6 just because of they all have orchestral soundtracks too.
Oh yeah.
Just Dungeons.
Yeah.
My wife and I at our wedding, we had a violin, cello, flute trio, and they played Sully's opera from Final Fantasy VI.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's rad.
Yeah. It was pretty cool, but I was out of the room they played it while guests were walking in, so I didn't get to hear it. It's on the wedding video. They were like that and Don't Stop Believing by Journey, and those are on the wedding video, but neither of us got to hear it at the time.
Mike, you and I played King of Dragons.
Oh yeah, we did do that.
I mean, there's the whole episode in the can about it.
So that's fine. That was fun. I did enjoy King of Dragons.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
Capcom arcade game, also on the Capcom Beat 'em Up collection, and also a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah, but it's a high fantasy beat 'em up. You pick basically a high fantasy class, like a tabletop class, and as you play, you get new equipment and new weapons to do more damage and take less damage. It's pretty fun.
Cool.
We played the game, 45 minutes an hour, and then Mike's like, oh, we could play a little bit more, and then we ended up playing the entire game again as different characters. So that speaks pretty high for it.
That's
cool. It was good.
Does it have online? Does it have online functionality?
Yeah, the beat 'em up collection, you can play all of those online.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that would make those games a lot more. I was gonna say I don't really have a lot of desire to play through a beat 'em up by myself unless it's certain ones. But
yeah,
not as much fun. It's 2 players.
Shredder's Revenge. I had to play that even if it was gonna be by myself.
Yeah, I played through that by myself, and of course River City Girls 1 and 2 because those are my favorite beat. River City's Girl 1 is my favorite beat 'em up. So
nice. I haven't played 2 yet. I kind of find it hard to pull the trigger on the $40 price tag for beat 'em up.
2 is really good, and it's significantly different from 1 to where you feel like you're actually playing a completely new game.
Yeah, nice. It's on my list of eventually. So
yeah,
I know how that goes.
I bought Octopath 2. I haven't started it yet.
Yeah, that's on my list for this summer.
Yeah, I'm excited to start that. I've heard nothing but good things. Even people that were so on 1 adore this one. So
I'm sure you'll like it. It looks good. Looks cool. Yeah.
Oh, it definitely looks good. That art style is phenomenal.
Yeah, I really like the art style.
I like the battle system. I played 1. I loved 1. So
nice. I'm sure I could find something else if we need more to talk about.
Oh, I mean, I've got.
I have a few more.
Star, what about you? What's something else that you've been playing?
As of like an hour ago, I just beat my partner's fucking ass at Pokemon Stadium minigames.
Hell yeah!
Right. Oh, I forgot it came. Like I knew it was coming, and I was like, "Oh, we are gonna throw the fuck down," and we did. And I was like, "Yeah, these still slap." All these years later, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's still fun.
The Switch expansion pass.
Yep.
Cool.
So that was heavily enjoyable just to because there's an I've emulated it before, but I've always had troubles getting it to run properly. So there's always pretty severe audio issues and stuff, and so it was nice to in all its glory just be like, there it is.
I guess you really wanted to hear it's super effective.
Yes, I haven't gotten a chance to sit and play the battles yet, but I'm excited to. Because when I played it, I was too much of a kid to really know what was going on. But that announcer, just iconic. After all these years, I still hear that voice, and I'm like, oh, hell yeah.
Down from the word go.
Yeah, that's
fucking classic.
Yeah, I've only played it. I rented it in high school because I'm a little older. I was like a senior in high school when it came out, and we rented it my friends and I rented it one weekend. But we didn't have any way to import Pokemon to it, so we just kind of played with what was there. So I don't remember it very well. I had the Wii, the one they put on the Wii that's not called Pokemon Stadium. It's called
Battle Revolution.
Battle Revolution. Yeah,
PBR.
I got a Wii in 2008. I think my wife got it for me for Christmas, our first Christmas we were married, and got me a used Wii on eBay, and it came with 6 games, and that was one of the games. And I like that whole concept. It's a lot of fun. So
I've heard the really funky GameCube one is actually really good, where it's post-apocalyptic sort of. And
I'm really curious.
Yeah, I'm really curious what's going on there.
Yeah, that one's got a whole single player study line kind of thing going on it.
Yeah, I'd love.
Yeah, I remember I got that for my little cousin.
That's a rare ass game now.
Yeah, I think that was one I had on the potential the next season that we were putting together before I dropped out of the show.
Yeah, it was Coliseum. You had Coliseum, the one. Gale of Darkness comes after that, but both are post-apocalyptic. Pretty sure. I want to play them someday.
Me too.
I say that way too often. I have such a list of all these games I want to get to some days, but I feel like I'm doing pretty good at it though. I beat a lot of games because of this podcast, and I play.
Yeah, and I feel like there's something else I've played, but I honestly can't remember. Resident Evil 4 has just been all-consuming of my time and brain, and I am okay with it. So I think that's about it for me, unless I think of something crazy.
Okay. Oh, what about you, Kerry?
Well, I recently started playing Red Dead Redemption on the Xbox 360. Yeah. So I don't know how much you want to talk about that, since there's going to be an episode about that coming up.
Talk a little. It won't be till next month.
Yeah. So I have it for the Xbox 360, and I have I modify and repair video game channels. I modify and repair video game consoles. Sometimes
I'm trying to fix G4. Didn't work out.
That's cast too great. No one can do it.
Get some MXC going. Oh no, that was Spike. But no, so I have three 360s that are all working just in my shop. So I just took one of those, the newest one, and installed it so it's not running out the disk drive. And so I've been playing it on the 360, and first of all, looks fantastic. Looks absolutely good on my TV. It does not look like an old game at all. But I'm really, really enjoying it. And I'm not a GTA fan. I don't really like those games, but I love this. This is so cool. This is right and I am from Texas, in case people can't tell from the way I talk, or my Texas beer I started off with.
But nobody can see but us.
Nobody can see, right? I have the camera on, but there's no video. See, you ought to post just the video of me on YouTube.
You drinking a beer.
But I grew up, I grew up riding and all that. So I grew up riding horses and all that, and going on trail rides and shooting guns and all that kind of stuff. And then I stepped away from all that as an adult. But no, I enjoy it a whole lot. It's a lot of fun. At first I was annoyed at the AI, because you'll be in the wilderness and somebody will just you'll hear shooting constantly. People are just constantly murdering each other in the wilderness, in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I was riding, and this guy is running. He's like, no, save me. And he's running, and 2 people are chasing after him, going, you get back here, damn it. And they're shooting at him. And I'm like, I'll save you, friend. And I shot one of the guys shooting at him, and it's minus 100 honor, $40 bounty. And apparently those guys shooting that unarmed guy in the back were the good guys. And so I was like, all right, well, let me. I'm just going to load my save, and I guess I don't help people anymore. So
I haven't played it in years. Last time I played it on a tube TV, and I can't wait to go back and play it on an actual like HD TV for the first time.
Good. It looks good. I wish I had like an Xbox to play it backwards compatible on, but playing it on my PC, which is hooked up to my 55-inch TV, it looks great. I love it.
I might try to run
it
on my Steam Deck.
I don't do any fast travel. Like that's kind of my thing with games like this, Skyrim and all that. I kind of never fast travel and just like to ride my horse around everywhere. And it's a lot of fun just riding my horse through the wilderness and getting into shit and hunting animals and all that kind of stuff. It's good stuff. I like it a lot. So
okay.
So I've been playing other stuff too. But Michael, sorry.
I've tried Red Dead before, and I have the opposite issue where riding the horses is like my kryptonite for games. Because especially open world games, the mobility is a huge part of what keeps me going. And games like that were just slow and like I get it's supposed to be immersive or whatever, but it's just it takes me out of it. Like, come on, I'm just trying to get to this damn mission so I can do whatever I want. I don't know. My favorite memory from that game is my horse getting turned into red paste when it got hit by a train. it's just a freaking cloud. And like, holy shit, that was graphic.
I walked out of a store in the town in Armadillo yesterday or last night, and there was a horse laying dead in the street that looked exactly like my horse. I was like, what the fuck happened? And then it was my horse was standing over to the side, so I don't know what happened. I skinned it and took its meat and moved on.
He had to fight his other self.
I also
fucking bravehearted. There can only be one.
Yeah. I also I really like poker, and I kind of have a problem. I can't gamble in real life. I'll get myself in trouble, so I just don't gamble. But man, I love to play poker, and so I'll just sit there and play poker, and that's a lot of fun. I like that you pay $25 to get into the game, and then win or lose, like you're not going to lose anything more than what you put in. I was like, man, if real life was like that, if real life gambling worked that way, that'd be pretty cool. I guess it does technically, but it's not really that way.
Yeah, I wish you could save scum in real life.
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
me too.
Yeah, no, I went to Vegas once, and I was like, all right, I'm only going to spend $50, and man, that $50 was like, boom, it's gone. I'm like, all right, well, nope. I guess I'm gonna go to some shows or something. I don't know.
I have an extremely similar situation. I went to Atlantic City and it was $40, but the rest of that was exactly true. It was like 20 minutes, that was gone. I was like, well, that was dumb.
My father-in-law is a real cool guy. He's a like actual self-made millionaire. He grew up poor and then just got, worked really hard and also got really lucky. And he's just very generous and nice guy. And he took my wife and I to La Berge du Lac, which is a casino in Louisiana on an Indian reservation, and to go see the Toadies, because he also likes good music. So he's pretty cool. But anyway, and it's a casino. He's like, hey, come play poker with me. Come play video poker with me. And I was like, oh, I don't want to spend any money. He's like, no, I got you. And he just staked me money to play video poker, and I did okay. I lost all of his money, but that's okay. He staked me like $100, and I sat there for like an hour and enjoyed it. And he sat there, and he off of $100 ended up making like $3,000.
My God!
So yeah,
that didn't work for me. I sat down and played a Star Trek Next Generation machine and watched my $20 go away and never come back.
Yeah.
No, he figured out how to save scum in real life.
Exactly. That's how he's a millionaire. He saves scum to real life. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Fair.
No thanks.
Come to it, he paid for my Vegas trip too. But that was a business trip. We did that for his company, but still.
Oh, Vegas is
fun. I just remember that. That was before I had a kid. That was like 12 years ago.
Vegas is a fucking experience. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I went with my wife, so it's very tame. But we had a lot of fun.
Mine was too. So. Oh, and Mike, any other games you want to mention?
The only other big one that's worth talking about, I played through Tchia, TCHIA, where you play as a girl who can. It's basically Breath of the Wild meets Wind Waker meets Mario Odyssey, because you get the glider and the stamina. You can climb anything, and it's like a big ocean, but there's only really 2 islands that are worth going to. And then you can possess things, like anything smaller than you, basically. So it's got heart for days. It's a really cute-ass game. You can tell pretty easily that it was made by a small dev team, though, because the list of things you can possess, while it's cool, it's pretty small. Like, you go into the ocean, and you basically have to swim far before you can find a fish or a shark that you can possess. Like, I don't know. It definitely a cool concept. It's a fun playthrough for what it is. You can get through it in like 4 hours if you beeline the story. But
and it's free on what, PS Plus or?
Yeah, it's on the PS Plus Premium, I think. But it has me hopeful of what it could be in the future.
Hey, sometimes little games like that are just really nice to have something that isn't.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, totally.
I love it. I love the indie world we're in right now with games.
Yeah. It's a great time.
We get so much great stuff and so much stuff that can be beaten quickly, so you can play more stuff.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Hey, speaking of, the only other thing I want to mention is I played through Panzer Bandit again. It's a PS1 Japan only beat 'em up game, and it kind of like incorporates fighting game moves. You can do like Hadoukens to shoot projectiles and stuff. It's super fun. It's kind of like if Gunstar Heroes was more of a beat 'em up. It's really fun. Everyone should look into it if you're into that style of game. But cool. I play through it every now and then. We're gonna make Mike do an episode on it at some point.
Japanese only PS1.
Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't stop me. I'm gonna emulate it. But those are like. That's what I did. I mean, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, it's neat. All right, I think that's all I got for games.
I was gonna say I looked. That Chia is on the PS Plus Extra tier.
There you go.
So that's the one I have. So I actually looked and I already have it in my library. I just haven't downloaded it yet.
Nice. It takes a little while to get going, and man, does it like its music cutscenes where you can like kind of play along as the music goes, because there's a lot of them. But there's also, you can just click a button and the game kind of plays the music itself. You don't gain anything or lose anything. Yeah, it's neat.
I bet my son will like that game.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
Okay. And Star, anything else? Did you remember what you wanted to mention?
Nope, no idea. But if we want to talk about other things, other media, we can move to the Mario movie.
Just about.
Yes.
I got 2 more games I've been playing, but I can talk.
Feel free, Kerry.
Oh yeah, please go.
Yeah, I've been playing 2 open world survival games with my son, Astroneer and Raft.
Oh, nice.
I love Raft. Raft is so great.
Yeah, Raft is the one I really like. Astroneer is good too. But I really love Raft. Like it's not a game I think I would probably play a whole lot without him, but that is a lot of fun co-op. And so we've got like a real optimized Raft where we just have like just big outrunner skit, like just big like what would you call them, like big arms reaching out to the side with skimmers. And we just like can sweep through the ocean. We're just cleaning the ocean. We're Team C over here, just cleaning the ocean, just hoovering it up. And but he's like real into, we got to go to the islands. We got to do all the quests and stuff. So we're doing that. And that I don't enjoy nearly as much as just building the raft and sailing around and building it up more and learning to make new stuff and building it up. That's kind of what I like to do. He wants to do like the storyline stuff, which we do, and it's fun. And the same thing goes with Astroneer. I kind of just want to explore and mine and build, and he wants to go to new planets and do quests and stuff. So, but it's fine. We do both. Like it's a lot. We're playing both of those. So,
is Astroneer the one where you have to make like the oxygen cables? You can like get.
Okay, yeah.
I think I played a little bit of that on Game Pass.
Yeah, we're playing. I have Game Pass for PC because I don't have an Xbox, but he and I have a PC, and then he got a PC for Christmas, and you can really cool with Game Pass, and I know. Sure, you can do it with the console, but I know with the PC, you can share with your family. You can have family members, and so he can play just like with Steam too. So any game that my entire Steam library he can access on his Steam account, and then we can play them co-op. So he sits on his computer, I sit on my computer, and we play. Yeah, so we those are mainly the 2. We were playing Grounded, but it's just too buggy. It is just like it's completely it's Obsidian, right?
Yeah.
So that makes sense
then.
Yeah, like they're calling
it's buggy to the point it's buggy to the point that it makes it unfun to play online. Playing it single player is fine. It's the online capability that sucks. But I don't want to play. That's not a game I would play for more than an hour without him. But But yeah, so Raft and Astroneer are both a lot of fun playing those with my son, and that's really. Oh wait, I have one more thing, but then I'm done.
I
with games.
legit thought you were making a joke when you said the Grounded was buggy because of the bugs.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. There you go. All right, I have one more game.
Be proud.
My third favorite video game of all time is Symphony of the Night.
Hey.
And I play through a Symphony of the Night randomizer about once every month or two.
I think we've talked about this before.
We have, yeah, we have. So I've been playing through a randomizer on my Twitch channel recently, and also been posting them to YouTube. So I haven't done it since last weekend, but I've been just like on the weekend on like Saturday night, I'll play like 2 hours of the randomizer. And it's pretty fun. On this particular run, I did not get a weapon until about an hour into the game. Ooh. So it was a fist-only mode, and that is rough. That's rough stuff. Yeah. And I messed up with beating Dracula at the beginning. I got hit once, and so I didn't get the big stat boost you get from beating him without getting hit.
Right.
And so that would have helped because that would have made my punches a little stronger, but that's fine because I got about 4 hours in, I got Chrysogrim, which is what always happens. Every time I do a randomizer, I get Chrysogrim and it breaks the game. And then it's just like, all right, now it's just a matter. Now this is no longer in any way a challenge. Now it's just a puzzle game. I got to figure out where the next item is. Right. That's all. And once you get the Chrysogrim, it's like, okay, well, there's no chance I can die anymore. It's just Chrysogrim is ridiculous. Like melting in-game bosses in like 3 seconds.
It's so great.
Yeah. And it's supposed to because it's a weapon that is like, a very, very rare drop from a specific enemy. But when you're playing the randomizer, it just drops off a fucking zombie or something sometimes. And it just I think I'd say like 2 out of 3 randomizer runs, I get the Chrysogrim like halfway through it. I had one where I got it literally like 10 minutes in, and I was like, I'm just gonna start over. I don't think this is gonna be
right.
Yeah, I guess I could just not.
That was what I've been playing. It was Majora's Mask randomizer, which I've been.
Oh yeah,
that's good too.
Yeah, I've been playing that multiplayer with a sweetie friend, and it's been a lot of fun because I've wanted to do randomizer of Majora's Mask for a long time. But
I love a randomizer.
I love it so much. There's this thing that exists with Majora's Mask on Ocarina of Time I didn't know about, which is randomizer instance worlds. So if 3 people are playing, player A may have player C's bow, but then player C's like where their bow is maybe in player B's bombs. And I was like, that's really cool because like with co-op it's really neat, but it's like, oh, well, if you want to do the Deku Scrub mini game, I'll go chase these kids down. Okay, we both did it separately, but like with the instance, it's like, oh, we both have to do everything to find each other's shit. And we haven't started that one yet. Cool. It's apparently it's pretty hard to set up for Majora's Mask, but I'm really excited to do that because I didn't even know that was a thing until we started playing. Like, have you heard of this? And I was like, no, that's
really cool.
I really want to do a Link to the Past one.
Yeah, I do Symphony of the Night randomizer. I did an Aria of Sorrow randomizer a few weeks ago. That one was real fast because that game's real short. And then I do Link to the Past randomizer, and I was a couple of months ago. I was doing the Link to the Past Super Metroid combo randomizer.
It's so good.
That's so good. That's so good. Where it combines the worlds, and you might find like where Morph Ball is the Master Sword, and so on. It's just like. That's rough. That I've never beaten that one, but
I've done it like twice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a much longer game when you put them both together.
Yeah, well, I don't think I'm good enough at Link to the Past for that. Like I'm knowledgeable about Link to the Past enough for it. I love Link to the Past, but that's Super Metroid is a game where I can close my eyes and just see the map.
Right.
And
yeah, they both have
Symphony of the Night. I'm like, all right, well now we're gonna go here. Okay, well now we're going here. Okay, now we're going. here.
Yeah.
This guy normally drops this. This guy normally drops that. I can do that. I can't. That's why Aria of Sorrow was fun because that's a game I'd only ever beaten once, so I don't have it memorized the way I do Symphony of the Night, where I've just played through it so many times that it's just like, yeah. But anyway, that's all I've been playing. That's it. Yeah. That's all the video games.
Symphony is the back of the hand at this point, but the other two have Link to the Past and Super Metroid have a lot of very secretly hidden secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's man, those are good.
Yeah, I love that it's the 2017 Awesome Games Done Quick where Andy and Oats and Goats play through that together. I've watched that speed run probably 5 times. I play that I put that on for my students on like a slow we did Star testing or we're like it's a free day. All right, here you guys watch Andy and Ozen goes beat this randomizer. Something like that. So
that's cool.
Not a day where I'm supposed to be teaching, like a day where it's like, movie day. We'll watch the speedrun. But where he doesn't get the, God, what is it? I don't think he gets the sword until like the last 15 minutes of the run.
Yeah, it's late, from what I remember.
Yeah.
Too. That's rough.
Majora's Mask, the randomizer has some really like neat elements, and one thing I really like settings you can turn on, and one is like Fierce Deity Anywhere, and it can be a little buggy, but God, it's so fun to just be like in the swamp area of the first like dungeon area. You're just Deity Link, you just walk through the water, and it's so wild to be like an adult, like everything feels so small, and it's like whoa. But yeah, no, it has a lot.
So is that
really
like where you just have it from the beginning, like you have?
No, you have to find it. But once you find it, yeah, you find the mask. You're just like, oh, let me just pop this on, and now it's easy mode. I'm just gonna go.
It's like the Chrysogram Symphony.
Yeah, that's what it would be like.
It really. You can stab the first boss in like 3 hits, and he dies. And I was like, well, okay, this is a little much.
So in the randomizer, then like you do like a quest for a mask, and then he could have anything.
Yep.
Instead of the mask. Oh.
Yeah, and I mean with the settings, you can go as far as like any rupee chest. You can even set the fairies in the dungeons to be items. But there's that one we didn't turn on. Yeah, of course, shop items can be randomized. You can randomize the price of every shop item. Like there is a wild amount of settings for like really fine tuning it, and it's really neat. But it's intimidating. If you just went full hog. And you can use logic to make it always beatable, but it's like it doesn't sound fun at that point. If it's like, I found the first thing I need to even progress, and it costs 600 rupees. Well, first I got to find the adult wallet. Can't buy anything without the adult wallet. And it's like
Link to the Past.
That does sound like a lot of fun.
Link to the Past has pot sanity and key sanity, which puts pots into the logic, and then key sanity is you can find keys for any dungeon in any potential spot. It's like, oh man, that just sounds like so much backtracking.
Yeah, I don't do that mess. The randomizer that I'm using for Symphony of the Night, it does a weird thing that I think I could probably turn off, but I don't. Where it not only randomizes, so it randomizes all of the like key items, right, are randomized, and they're where they should be. I mean, you know what I mean? Like bat will be where jump boots are and things like that. So it's still. Key items are where key items are. That's what I mean to say, right? But then all of the gear in the game is also randomized, not just in where it's at, but also in what it is. So you'll pick up Chrysogrim, and the description says a common cavalry sword, and it's actually the saber, and it just says it's Chrysogrim, and it has the icon for Chrysogrim. But then when you use it, no, it's actually just the saber that does like 8 damage. And so you have to really, because I actually have like. While I'm playing it, I have like a little like guide or the wiki, so when I can read the description and find out what the hell this item is supposed to be, because I don't know like all the item descriptions yet. I know the game, but I don't know that. So I'll get a ring, or I got it was a garnet, which is a ring that you normally sell for 200 gold, and it says where ... in or clock ... where ... clock, and it's like, oh, so this is the gold ring. The garnet is the gold ring. So then that means the gold ring must be the garnet. Okay. And it's like that.
Jeez.
So it's pretty funny. And so it's like, I'm still right now, I'm like, am I ever going to find the spike breaker armor? Because I'm almost at the end of the game and I still haven't found it. I'm like, I don't know where else, we're running out of places that this could be. And I can't, there's really definitely part of the game you can't get through it. So, well, I don't know. I guess you could.
One of those.
I guess you can fly through that spike hallway as bat and then change to mist and then back to bat without touching. Yeah, so I guess you don't have to have the spike breaker armor. Yeah, but still.
All right, we should go on to our movie part, movies and TV then, to wrap this up. And Star, you said something you want to start with?
Oh, yeah, why not? The Mario movie.
Hell yeah.
Haven't seen it yet, unfortunately.
Same.
Oh, yeah, because you're trying to get your friend to go see it with you, right?
He's trying to talk the wife into seeing it.
Yeah, she's like, I don't want to see that. You go see it yourself. And I'm like, well, I want to go see it myself.
Has she heard like the reviews and like the reception?
I don't think she cares.
Oh, but
it's so good.
Oh, yeah, it's really good. Do you care about spoilers then, Mike? Or
Mario beats Bowser? What?
Yeah. What? I know there's so much plot in this movie.
Yeah, I'm not worried about them either. I plan to take my kid to see it if I can convince my wife to let us go to it. We haven't been to a theater in 3 years, but I think it's probably time I might be able to convince her to let me take him.
Yeah, I said it on the Facebook group a lot of us are in, but I was like, it's a really great kids movie. I think the more you think about it after the movie's over, like I have a lot of fun watching it, but then if I'm like, what about this part? I'm like, I don't know if I like that as much. And it's like, then it kind of starts to fall apart. And it's like, yeah, but it's a kids movie. I don't like, there are really great kids movies that have come out. Fucking Puss in Boots, the newest one, that movie is amazing.
See that.
It's so good. It's bananas. I can't even give that movie enough praise. Like that's a way better movie. Yeah. But Mario, I think, is just fine and fun enough, and I loved all the little references. It makes my heart warm to like.
I want to see it. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I don't. It's one of those that as soon as it came to streaming, I would watch it day one. It's just not one that I'm like feel like urged to go to the theater for.
May 9th, it releases digitally or something.
Oh yeah.
I might have it.
Yeah, I'll probably just wait and buy it then if my son doesn't bug me about it. He hasn't said anything about it in a couple of weeks. So.
Remember when movies would come into theaters and be like 2 years before it came to video, and now it's like a month?
long time ago.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the fallout of this movie is a thing I'm less excited about because it's probably gonna hit $1 billion, and it's like, oh Nelly, what's gonna come out?
Here we come.
So I'm really curious about what will be in a second Mario movie, and I'm not against that. I think it'll be interesting, and I'd be curious to see. But anything else, I'm like, no, we don't got to do that. Although, as a side thing that just got revealed like only a few hours ago, Markiplier's movie finally came to light, and it's this really crazy, spooky submarine game, and I'm really interested in that because that game has a really
Steel Lung or something. Iron
Lung, yeah. But yeah, it's like takes place on like a planet where the ocean, it's basically everything's submerged under the ocean, and the ocean is made of blood, and there's like barely any humans alive in the universe, and they're trying to find like resources, and they like send their prisoners into the blood oceans to find materials, and it's like,
oh, I've actually heard of that.
It's a really cool and spooky ass game, and so I'm very excited for the developer because it's, it was a little Unity game that came out in 2022. And it's like, Markiplier apparently loved it so much. He's like, I'm going to make a video game movie about this. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, Mario movie, solid. I think I don't really hear a lot of people say they hate it. Like, so I mean, for a video game movie, that's pretty great. Although someone I listened to made a really astute comment where like, you know what? It made me love the Sonic the Hedgehog movies more. And I'm like, yeah, I respect that. I like those.
The first one.
Those movies are fun.
I like
the second one was fun, but it just drags. Like I actually fell asleep during the second one.
Yeah,
in my home, watching it in my home. But the first one is great.
I'm curious. I'm sure they've confirmed that they are doing a third one. I'm curious to see about that because oh boy, love me some edgy hog. I need that in my life.
Yeah, bring in Shadow.
Yeah,
God,
this is who I am.
He has to say "damn" at least once in the movie, though.
Damn it!
Damn.
Where's that damn cows?
I wonder if we'll get a. Do you think we'll get a Zelda movie out of this?
Oh yeah!
Isn't that Netflix series happening at some point?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, they did the Castlevania series is good.
Yeah, those are good. And I
kind of fell off on the Castlevania series because it just got a little too horny for me. But I still like it. It's good. It didn't mean it wasn't good. It didn't mean it wasn't good. It just isn't my thing necessarily. But I liked it a lot, especially the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, the first 2 are really good. 3 is
that is what I would rather see if they're going to do a Zelda adaptation. Is I'd like to see something like that, something from like Powerhouse Animation, who made the Castlevania and the new He-Man series, which I didn't watch, but I heard was good.
Man, more Zelda stuff makes me scared because I'll spend money. So like if they ever make Zelda Funko Pops, I'm screwed. I'll have every single one.
Or the Lego set.
Yeah, I don't want to buy Legos, but if there's Zelda Lego and Chrono Trigger Lego, I might break, and there won't be Chrono Trigger, so I'm fine on that.
The thing is,
Lego.
If they do Zelda Lego, will they? I mean, the thing is, like, I didn't buy the Mario Lego because they look like fucking ass.
Yeah, it's stupid.
But
you do like classic Lego and you make it Zelda, I'm gonna be a sucker and I'm gonna have Legos.
I'd be down now. You can y'all might be able to see above my head. I got the Millennium Falcon right there, Lego Millennium Falcon behind me.
Oh, and I have a movie I want to mention that I know at least 2 of us have seen. Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves came out. I saw that in theaters.
Yep. My wife and I went and did a double feature of Mario and D&D.
That's a really good film.
It's pretty good.
Better than it had any right to be. It was good. It wasn't stupid. It was just fun. I really enjoyed it.
Are either of you guys D&D people?
I am.
Yeah, exactly. Back when I had time and friends, yeah, we definitely were.
Yeah, same. I did have a standing Friday night D&D online on Zoom or with my friends until recently for years and years. So yeah, I'm a big D&D fan, but I think I will. That's what I've heard. A friend of mine that's like another like D&D head said it was like really good and had a lot of like references without feeling like it was just going to see this, remember this. So
I mean, there's some references that you won't like. There's a reference I caught that was like it was not obvious, but I knew what it was. Like, okay, that's great. But yeah, it's really good.
That's cool.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I don't want to.
It's nice to see them like treat something like that with respect now.
Yeah,
because it's become mainstream. Because D&D has become so much more mainstream now that it's actually getting respect. The last time we had a D&D movie, it was just like they just didn't give a shit. No, I'll tell you, that movie came out when I was in college, and I went and saw it, and I liked it at like 22, 23 years old.
I liked it when I saw it when I was younger, but I saw it in theaters and I liked it. But I haven't seen it.
I mean, I'm talking about the one with one of the Wayans brothers in it.
Yeah, that same. I saw it in theaters too.
Yes.
I mean, you can say the same thing about the Mario movie. No one gave a shit about that one. Movie sucks.
I didn't like that.
Which one?
The 93 Mario movie.
Oh, I bought that on DVD like a month ago.
Oh yeah, I love it.
I love it. I got it for $2 on Amazon, and I will tell you that is absolutely worth $2 on Amazon. Buy that DVD.
Yeah, sure.
I tried to get my wife and son to watch it, and neither one of them. They were like both out after like an hour, and I'm like, y'all don't like this? It's so good. Look, John Leguizamo, Johnny Legs. He's Luigi Mario.
I'll watch that one in Street Fighter 10 times before I'll watch Double Dragon even once. That movie's fucking garbage.
Also on the show too. So Street Fighter.
I like the 1993 Mario. I like the Street Fighter with Van Damme. It's not good, but it's fun.
Yeah, we don't like him for the what they wanted you to like him for.
You like him for the memes.
It's a fun movie, you know. Does have a little bit of the devil's lettuce or some of your Texas beer, whatever you prefer, and watch Mario and Luigi and like cyberpunk.
It's Mario and Luigi Mario.
Yeah, Mario and Luigi Mario. Yeah,
Christ.
He's my brother, but he's more like my mother. Yeah.
I think what makes like for me that movie most enjoyable is going, man, these guys were drunk as hell the whole time, and I'm like. Like, I think the background lore of that movie makes it, like, for me, if it wasn't for that, I'm like, it's fine, but it's weird as shit. But, man, you put those, like, little nuggets of wisdom in, it's suddenly like, oh my god, this is so horrible and delicious.
The thing I like about it is everybody is having fun. I mean, they're not. They feel like they're. Dennis Hopper seems like he is just having a time in that movie. He is just like, as Bowser, he is just like, He is eating that scenery, enjoying the hell out of being like a lizard man.
He had a better time than Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo did.
He did. I love Bob Hoskins too because Who Framed Roger Rabbit is in my like top 5 favorite movies.
Oh God, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, so I actually legitimately like that Super Mario Brothers movie, but I'm looking forward to the new one too.
The new one is just like pure fun the whole way through. I'm trying to figure out when I can go see it again.
I like Charlie Day. I like Seth Rogen. Mostly.
I don't care for Seth Rogen.
Jack Black is cool. I'm a Jack Black fan.
Talk about eating scenery. He devours it.
Anya Taylor-Joy looks like an actual cartoon character in real life. I like her.
I like her.
She looks like some sort of like beautiful like deer hybrid creature, like some sort of fae creature who's going to lead you into the summer court and
my coworker referred to her as weird hot, and I thought that was pretty appropriate.
She is gorgeous, but she does look like some sort of elf creature. And I also like that I get a lot of ads on Facebook of her introducing the Mario movie in Spanish. You don't get those ads?
I get them too. Yeah, I don't know why.
I was going to say, I was like, is this because I'm Mexican? Because I don't know. This might be offensive. But
yeah, no, I get those same ads.
Yeah. Okay, well that's good to know. I didn't know. I was like, how do they know?
I don't speak Spanish. I don't know. I just want to mention quick. I saw Everything Everywhere All at Once in theaters. They had a 1-day showing. I bought tickets to that. Yes. That was real.
Starting to see that.
It's fun.
I love that movie. I love that movie. Fun.
And then randomly, well, not randomly, but it was the 45th anniversary. I went and saw Superman, the original movie, in theaters.
Yeah, the daughter. Is it yeah, I like that. How did you feel like it held up watching it on the big screen?
It held up fine. I mean, there was one scene that everybody went, "Oh," because there's a part where this little girl, like 10-year-old, she's like, "Mom, someone just came and got my cat out of the tree." She's like, I told you not to lie. You hear slap in the back. I'm like, "Whoa!" I'm like, this didn't age that great, but
I thought you were talking about the representation of the African American guy in that. Is what I was thinking of. But
yeah, there's some stuff, but yeah, it was good to finally see it in theaters.
Yeah, that's cool. Nice. That's cool. I did one of those. So, my wife and I are both immune compromised, so we've kind of like been out of the theaters for 3 years. But right before COVID, I saw Alien in the theater, and seeing those like old movies, like really nice 4K transfer of old movies on the big screen is really cool.
It is. I try to do it when I get the chance.
And yeah, I grew up in growing up in the 80s and the early 90s, like that was Superman for us. That was for me. That was Superman until that and the Superman animated series that followed the Batman animated series, where that was Superman. I was really into Superman as a kid. I collected Marvel and then Superman and Batman, and those were my only DC things I was into, was Superman and Batman. I collected those comics, and yeah, those Donner Superman 1 and 2. We had 4 on VHS when I was a kid. That movie is fucking garbage, and I loved it as a kid. That was the first, but yeah, I like the first Superman. I think I like 2 a little bit more, especially like the Donner cut version. But one is good. One's good. I don't like the idea that I don't like the ending. I think the ending is stupid and it kind of felt like people who didn't understand the character, but that's fine.
Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from.
To spoil this movie from the 70s, he flies around the planet backwards.
Yeah, no, it was dumb.
Makes the planet really spin backwards in reverse time.
I like they bring that up in one of the Justice League cartoons. He's like, I can fly around backwards in reverse time. And Batman's like, if I had 2 weeks, I couldn't explain all the reasons why that doesn't work. Or that wouldn't something like that.
Really no, it's dumb. It was a dumb part of the movie. I'm like, but the movie was fun. I was glad I finally got to see it. And Star, do you have any other movies you want to mention?
I don't think any movies, but I did watch one TV show. If we want to start that here.
Sure, that's fine.
I got a lot of TV, so yeah.
Yeah, I watched the new Trigun series. We finished that up. And I liked it a lot. I thought it was really neat, and I think I'm really excited because they've already they announced right at the end of the final episode they're doing season 2. And
what is this?
The Trigun remake from.
Oh, Trigun! I thought you said Dragon. Mm-hmm. I was like Dragon series. Oh
no,
they did a remake of Trigun.
Yeah, they did, and it was.
Is it like really live action or?
No, it's an anime again. And it's like 13 episodes in the first season, and it's really different when it starts. But by the end, I think they do a really good job of sort of getting to where they're going, and so I'm really excited for season 2 now.
Is it the same basic story?
No, not at all. Oh. And I want to say more, but I can't because if you're ever gonna watch it, it's really cool what they do with the story.
What is it streaming on?
I think it's just anime streaming ones like Crunchyroll. Oh wait, no, Hulu. It's actually Hulu.
It's on Hulu. Ooh, I'll check that out.
I don't have that
because I like the original Trigun. So
never seen it.
I liked the original. I never really sat through it as a kid. I was too young, and so it would pop up and I'd watch an episode or whatever. But I had like a friend who loved it to death, and they also I think people who are like big fans and like watch the original all the way through, I think it's very like, I like this, but I'm not sure if I love it. And I think season 2 will really kind of change that. But that was a really cool one.
When I was in college, my best friend and his roommate were really like they're like super anime people. They watch just like anime all day, every day. And so I would come over to their like house and they'd be watching Trigun and I would catch an episode here and there. So I don't know it that well, but I like what I've seen. I like the aesthetic of it. I know the general storyline and I like that idea behind it. So that's cool. Yeah, it's on Hulu. Hulu's great. Hulu's mostly what I watch these days.
Still Netflix.
I actually canceled my Netflix like 3 months ago to justify the money I was spending on something else. I don't remember what. Some video game.
It wasn't Marvel Snap, I can tell you that much.
Nope, it wasn't that.
And Kerry, what are some shows you're watching?
So my wife and son and I, we have our nightly ritual, which we had to skip tonight for recording. But normally over dinner we watch an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So which is one of my favorite shows. I've seen it multiple times. And then when my wife and I first dated, like 16 years ago, we sat and watched through it all. Back when you had to get discs from Netflix, we watched it like that.
I know.
But that's a series I've watched over and over again. I love Buffy, and our son is 11, and he's very, very into, like, he's loving it. So we just started season 4 recently. So they haven't, it's our dog is named Tara after the character Tara, who's introduced in season 4. And I've told him since he was a kid that our dog is named after a character from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And so we've been watching. He's like, when is Tara going to show up? I'm like, Tara's coming. Tara's coming soon. They actually just mentioned her in this episode, but they didn't say her name. They mentioned that Willow has joined a Wiccan group on campus. And so Tara's coming soon. I think she'll be in the next episode, actually. So that's cool. But yeah, so we're watching that every night.
That's a great show. I've been watching a little bit of Star Trek Next Generation. I'm on season 2. So I just got to season 3 where the good stuff starts really coming, but my wife has been too busy, doesn't want to watch that, just wants to watch RuPaul constantly, so I haven't gotten
so y'all are watching it together, or you're watching it by yourself?
No, I watch it with her if I'm around, otherwise she watches it while I'm recording and other stuff. But yeah, no, she blow through that show. She's nearing the end. So
I was talking about Next Generation.
Oh no, Next Generation we only watch together. RuPaul's I watch sometimes.
Yeah.
I know way too much more about drag than I ever thought I would know. So I did.
That's cool.
I learned that. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, it's not my thing, but it's interesting. But no, Next Generation is fucking amazing.
Yeah, Next Generation is that's one of my, like, that was my show as a kid. That was like my grown up show that I watched by I watched a ton of as a kid.
Still so good.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get the end of season 3 because I want her to see best of both worlds.
Yeah,
so bad. Plus, I want to watch it myself, so there's that too. But that two part is, man, I'll kick myself. I almost could have saw that in theaters, but I didn't. I had never watched Star Trek, so I'm like, I don't care about this, and I kick myself because I would have loved to see that in theaters.
The Best of Both Worlds? Oh yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, I really, for me, season 4 through 7 is really where it's at for me. But season 3 is good too. I like season 3 a lot. Season 1, I kind of, whenever I do a rewatch of Next Gen, I pick like 6 episodes from season 1 to watch and like 10 episodes from season 2 and skip the rest of it, honestly.
No, I get why you skip 1 and 2. I completely understand why you skip a bunch of that.
Yeah, 2 is fine. I just don't like Dr. Pulaski.
There's a really popular website that, like, basically my friend uses because he watched like all of Star Trek, but it basically tells you like, hey, here's the episodes you should watch in order of like their importance or how good they are. And like, season 1 and 2, it's like there's like 6 episodes where it's like, oh yeah, you need to know this for plot. Keep going.
Yeah,
just keep going.
You've got to watch Mission at Farpoint, Encounter at Farpoint. That's integral.
Terrible, but yes.
You've got to watch Encounter at Farpoint. But things like that. But you don't need to watch the episode with like the African guys.
Oh,
God, that is fucked up.
God, yeah, that's rough.
Or the episode with the people running around in their underwear on the planet and Wesley steps on the flowers.
And then they try to execute him. They're like, sorry,
gotta go, guys. No, we don't need this. But
they're just so Star Trek original series E, and it's like, oh no, they don't need this.
It is. I'm gonna say, honestly, I think that, and it's a sad thing to say, but the show got infinitely better when Gene Roddenberry died because he had his thumb on the scale of that show. He did not want it to be serious. He did not want it. So there's a podcast I used to listen to. I kind of fell off of called Star Trek: The Next Conversation, where they go through every episode of that show. It's like a 2-hour episode for every episode. And I got through, I think, the first 5 seasons of that before I fell off the podcast, just because I kind of just fell off of keeping up with it. But
that's a lot.
But it's got the one of the hosts. He used to be on Attack of the Show on G4.
Oh,
can't remember. And he used to be part of the Nerdist Network. Can't remember his name. He does, and he did the comedy show that they put on with Kumail Nanjiani. But I can't remember his name now. But anyway.
Okay. And Mike, any shows you want to mention?
I have one more movie I want to talk about real quick.
Free.
My guy Ross Varner on Twitter at Ross Varner was talking about this movie called The Big Year that I'd never even heard of. It's got Jack Black, Steve Martin, Owen Wilson, Rosamund Pike, Rashida Jones, like this giant cast. Like, how have I never heard about this? It came out 2011. It's about basically bird watching, which doesn't sound super exciting, but I mean, you have that cast, it's going to be funny. It's super heartfelt. It's a really, really good movie. It really took me by surprise. It's on what the hell is it on? Disney Plus. So, like, if you got 2 hours to kill, I highly recommend checking it out. As far as shows go, have you guys heard of Persona?
No, never.
Yeah, I started watching Persona 4 the animation again as I've been playing the game because it's still fantastic. But I won't get into it.
Is it the same story?
Yeah, it follows the plot of the game. It's like pre-golden though, so it doesn't have Marie and any of that stuff in it. But it's the voice cast from the games, so it's super good.
That's cool.
As a small side tangent, I'm really excited to finish up 4 and then at some point play 3 because I think the ultimate cultivation is gonna be really fun. Is playing the mobile game or the handheld games of, I think it's Persona Q is what they're called, where it's just a big old fucking crossover. Yeah, I really want to play those because God.
You're talking about Persona Q, the Entry and Odyssey crossover.
Yeah.
I bought those before the eShop closed on my 3DS.
Q2 is on my bingo card for this year, so I'll get to that at some point.
It seems like just such a banger of just all these characters interacting and having a good old time.
Yeah, I'm just like you, Star. I've been saving Persona Q until I finish 4, 5, and 3 in that order.
I think it'll be fun.
That's cool. I've been watching a few other shows. I've been watching The Bridge, the American version. Y'all know that show?
Never heard of it.
So the original is a Dutch show. It was a co-production, Denmark. So not Dutch, Danish. It's Denmark and Sweden, and there's a bridge between Denmark and Sweden, and it's about like a murder that takes place on the bridge, with the body like left on both sides of the border, and so then it's jurisdiction. And so it's like a Danish cop and a Swedish cop working together to solve this serial killer murder, and it deals with like it's in both languages. It goes back and forth, and they so I haven't watched that yet. I've got that on my list. It's a 4-season series. There's like a streaming service that does European television and has English language tracks for it. I can't remember what it's called, but I found it on that, and so I'm going to watch that. But I've been watching the American version, which is 2 seasons. And I originally, when the second season was on television, and I used to have cable, I watched just the second season and missed the first season. And so now I went back and I just finished the first season last night. And I'm watching the second season on Hulu. But it's taking place in El Paso, Texas, and Juarez, Mexico. And it's incredibly good. It's like it starts off the first episode, a federal judge from the United States is found dead laying on the line. And so an El Paso cop who is autistic, is a woman, and she's autistic and really well played. They do a really good job of it. They never, ever use the word autistic or anything or spectrum or any of that. And she does like as someone, I'm a teacher. I've had a lot of kids on the spectrum. She does a very good job of representing that without making it like something to make fun of or anything like that. It does a really great job. Yeah, I thought it might. It does a really great job of portraying her as a functioning adult who has this, thing about her that she, is just part of who she is.
And where is this streaming?
It's on Hulu.
Oh,
it's just 2 seasons, 2 13-episode seasons. It's really good, and it does a really great job because they have American and Mexican directors directing it and writing it, Mexican and American writers writing it. And so it's really good with representation with that. There's a lot of Mexican characters and they're speaking Spanish. They're not, they will speak English, but it's got, they speak Spanish with subtitles. When they're talking to each other, they're not going to sit there and speak in English, stuff like that. So it's really good at representing that. And it gets into like it's about the cartels and all that. But basically, yeah, they find this dead judge on the border. And when they go to pick up the body, it falls apart. And you discover like the serial killer killed a Mexican girl and this federal judge and cut their bodies in half and then place the Mexican girl's legs on the American side and the American judge's upper body on the Mexican side. And it's dark. It's dark.
You have my attention though.
I am. This is a weird thing about me, but I like always need. I just like always like to have like a really good like serial killer show going.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I was
going to say the other show that I just finished right before this was The Outsider on HBO.
Okay.
Which is based on a Stephen King novel and is like, what if Stephen King wrote a season of True Detective? Imagine that and everything that goes along with that, and that's what it is. And it's incredible. It's so good. But I'm a big True Detective. I love True Detective, The Sinner, like Mindhunter, stuff like that. And I was like, I need something. I bet The Bridge will be good for that. I remember the second season being good. I can't remember anything that happened because it's been like 7 years since I saw it. So because it was on TV like 9 years ago. I just looked it up. Yeah, 9 years ago. So, but anyway, so yeah, the Bridge is really good. Highly recommend. And next time on this, I'll report on the Swedish the Swedish Danish version.
Okay. I'm definitely curious now. I might have to, if I get Hulu, get out there and remember to try to watch that.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah,
Hulu's only $5 a month with ads.
The ads are the problem. I can't handle the ads. My wife gets mad too.
That's when I play Marvel Snap during the ads.
I was going to say that's Marvel Snap time for you.
The ads are 90 seconds. I can knock out a Marvel Snap game in 90 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Easily.
Star these will add
if you get good people that play.
I know. So I've been Googling clinics. I think I can get you guys some help.
Well, any last things you want to add, Star? I'm about to wrap this up.
No, I think I'm pretty good.
Okay. And Kerry, where can people find you at?
Hey, so I'm on Twitch and YouTube at Kerooseta, Kerooseta. I occasionally modify and repair video game consoles, retro consoles, and so on there, but more often I'm just playing whatever video game I happen to be playing at the time. Mostly Dark Souls, so check me out there.
And Star.
Twitch Square Milk. Cat's willing, I'll start soon, but gosh dang these cats, they just inhabit my room, and it's like, you guys gotta go. I need my room back, please. Knock on wood. So
okay. And if you enjoyed this episode, we do one of these every month. We've been doing this for I think this might have been the 2-year anniversary, which I completely forgot about, or next month.
Nice.
I can't remember.
whoa, we'll just say it's the next one.
Awesome.
Less dramatic this
It's getting close. I've been doing a lot of these. So there's one every month of these if you enjoy these episodes. Otherwise, there's over 450 other episodes of just everything on the podcast. You can find everything on Podbean. You go to our website. You can type in a search, type in Daredevil, type in Batman, type in Cubivore. Guess what? You'll find an episode about all those things. So you can go there and type in whatever you want, see what we do. You'll be able to search our entire catalog. There's tons of Star Wars content too. And yeah, so go do that. And we do a Patreon. If you want to support the show, little as $1. We do have 2 different polls running right now. At the time you hear this, you have about a week left to vote for Tim Curry movies Mike has never seen, and a few recovered episodes where we redo some of the games that we covered early in the podcast. So definitely go check that out for as little as $1. We have a Discord. You'll see a link in the show notes. Please join that. Want to give a shout out to my awesome intro and outro courtesy of Helena at Hell Has Fear. You can follow her on TikTok. You'll see a link in the show notes. And want to give a shout out to my buddy Bill Tucker, started his own podcast, The Gamer That Looks at 40. Definitely go check him out and support him. He does great work. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. I think that's everything I need to say. You also see links to these Star and Kerry in the show notes. And we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.